One of, if not the most frequent thing we hear from voters and residents is about traffic. We've taken a number of steps over the last few years as a town. As a council, we passed a bylaw. Where residents can petition, right, the TSAG and the town manager and the TSAG and request to have the speed limit reduced,
So,
right?
Traffic Study Advisory Group, it's made up of myself, Captain Roy, the fire chief, Tony Morabito sits on that. Residents come with a lot of different complaints, anything from signage to shrubs in the way. One of the things that has come up over the last several years is traffic calming measures. In 2022, we developed a traffic calming policy where residents would come in and petition. That is a situation where they come in, they say, we have speeding on our roadway. Step one is the police department will go out. We have speed radars. We put that up for a couple of weeks, sometimes up to a month, and that records a ton of data. It gives a breakdown of, number of cars going what miles an hour between 25 and 30, 35, 30 and 35, times a day that these cars are coming, total number of cars, and then a breakdown per speed over whatever time period it is. That gets brought back from Captain Roy to the group. We review that, and if it meets certain criteria, we move forward. I know there's a lot of speed limits around town that say 15 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. That was just people getting crazy with the cheese whiz and putting signs up all over town. They are 100% not warranted, and there's a process that you have to go through with the state in order to get a speed limit other than lower than 30 miles an hour. We have found time and time again that although people complain about speeding, most people are actually going within 5 to 7 miles of the posted speed limit. Put up more speed limit signs around town in case they're not saturated enough. Police have done additional radar and additional ticketing. But we have gone through, the process of looking at all these.
Data is an important component to what we do, right? Mark and our public works team and through the TSAG, we've spent over $28,000 in the past year, adding more signs, collecting more data. Captain Roy, how many tickets have we written on Minden Road?
On Menden Road alone, in the last year, we've written 175 tickets.
We don't have the ability to put a police cruiser out on this street 24/7. There are far too many other things that are happening in town.
So speed bumps, speed humps, every research I've found increase our response time by 10 seconds. Everything we do in the fire service or in the EMS service is time sensitive. Think about it. In order for a speed bump to be effective, you have to have several in succession, right?
Yeah.
So take 4 speed bumps, that's 40 seconds.
Right, people are going to have their perception based on what they experience, and they're going to notice the outlier. Right, they're going to notice the car that's going 85, right, 95, right down there, 35 mile per hour street. Right, I lived on Hoppin Hill, and cars would drag race down that street. Right, that's what I remember. Right, I don't remember the 85% that probably went the speed limit or close to it, but I remembered all those cars driving by my kids, right, playing basketball in the driveway. I'm worried about the ball rolling out.
What really strikes me, the more we've dug into this and the more I've listened and watched you guys at your meetings and things like that, is this is sort of the ultimate example, I think, of perception equals reality. No matter how many times I've listened to Captain Roy give out the data, people still sit there and look at you point blank and say, I don't believe a word you're saying. And I don't think there's anything you can do from a data perspective to change that.
Look, people are going to speed. It's going to happen. Not all of them.
Accidents are going to happen, and it's
But if
part
I
of
could
life.
just assure
People are going
town
to complain
council.
too. If the police were everywhere writing tickets, people would be complaining like crazy that they couldn't drive around town.
You're always there.
There's 30-something thousand people.
And who's going to get a majority of those tickets? That's a great point. The residents. And they're going to come back saying we're being harassed by the police. So we're hearing the concerns, whether it's the south end of town, east, west, wherever it is. People call up and complain, put it on the log, make sure it gets out to the supervisors, giving out the roll call, you 2, you 3. Go hit that area, we get complaints of speeding, stop sign, red light, whatever the violation is, and we do address it.